How did this happen? I built a room full of systems, but I forgot to add the most important system of all, the personal computer. Perhaps I was blinded by the glare of nostalgia, unable to see the full extent of the gaming universe. I wanted what I believed was important, but all I ended up with is a room full of plastic, shallow entertainment, and expectations that were never met. The PC is the true way forward. I don't need all this other crap. The PC can just emulate it. And why play first-person shooters on console with a controller? The mouse is a much better option. I just click where I want to shoot. Plus, I can become more powerful by using wall hacks, aimbots, and trigger bots. Those are much harder to do on console. All these things are at your fingertips with a PC, and it only takes a couple of grand. So it's time for the next stage of my evolution. I'm going to build a computer today and take you with me every step of the way. Let's get into it. I need a table to assemble the PC on. Oh, I know where one's at. My wife's art room. Now I need to buy the components. I'll start with storage. I need something to store all my cool files on. So all I had to do was decide the amount of storage that I needed and whether or not I wanted a 3.5-inch hard disk drive or a 2.5-inch solid state drive, or a solid state drive M2 with PCI Express 3.0 Gen 4, or a solid state drive M2 with PCI Express 3.0 without Gen 4. I also had to consider if I wanted DRAM on it. In the end, I chose this one. Next up was the RAM. I just needed to figure out how many sticks I wanted, how many gigabytes, the speed, the latency, and the brand. And I got these two sticks. Deciding on a CPU is easy too. First, I had to decide whether I wanted Intel or AMD, and then how many cores I needed, how many threads, how fast, and how much I wanted to pay. Luckily, AMD's naming scheme is not hard to understand at all. I ended up getting this one. And I also bought a fan for the CPU. Next, I needed a graphics card. Like the CPU, those are not complicated to choose from. They have simple, easy to understand letters and numbers. It only takes about 5 hours of research. Once I decided on which one I wanted, all I had to do was find the listing online, and then just hit F5 until a new one was available in stock, and then add it to my cart. This only took about 3 months. Now wait a second, I just remembered. I already have a computer. Oh well, it doesn't hurt to have another. I ended up getting this one. Hopefully it has blast processing. Next, I needed a motherboard to attach all these things to. All I had to do was spend hours trying to figure out which one would fit. Some of them have something called RGB. Wasn't that an old wrestler or something? I narrowed down the search from 3000 to 142. The series of letters and numbers are easy to comprehend. I just went to a random generator on the internet and created a string of random numbers and letters, and that's the motherboard I chose. And I also needed a power supply, so I grabbed this one. For the case, I chose this one. For the monitor, I had to decide between a TN, an IPS, or a VA, and whether or not I wanted an adjustable stand, a curved screen, G-Sync, FreeSync, a built-in camera, built-in speakers, HDR, mountability, and what resolution. Alternatively, one can just walk right into a store and randomly pick a monitor, like I did. So here's all the components. I can't wait to do the easy process of putting them all together. In no way will anything go wrong. May the power of the consoles bless me today. Whoops. Sorry, I got distracted. And it didn't come on. As it turns out, I forgot to hit the power switch on the back. And now the motherboard is glowing, and I haven't even turned on the computer yet. That's nifty. And it still won't come on. I found another issue. I plugged in some of the case headers incorrectly. But after correcting that, it still didn't come on. I tried flashing the BIOS, but I couldn't get that process to work. So then I dove into the internet to get some suggestions. It recommended plugging and unplugging all the power connections on the board, and resetting the BIOS by taking the battery out for a few minutes. And it also recommended only using one memory stick when you first start it up. I decided to try all those things at the same time, and at least one of them was the reason, because the computer finally came on, and I was able to install Windows and get going. So now I can enjoy the ultimate gaming experience. Okay, I'll break character here. There was obviously a lot of sarcasm in this video, but I indeed built a new PC, and I did it mainly for video editing. In fact, I used it to edit the video you are watching right now. I wanted to upgrade to a computer that can do 4K editing. I didn't do 4K for the video you're watching right now, but every video after this should be in 4K. The old computer I was using had an old A10 APU in it. I have been using that for years to produce the videos on this channel. I may game on this new PC, but to tell you the truth, I have enough console games to last the rest of my life, so I likely won't do too much PC gaming. I'll be keeping this unit in the office, which is across the hallway from the game room. But since I've been using the computer, I can report that it runs a lot faster as expected. I kinda don't like the monitor. It's 4K and it's much larger, which makes the editing easier, but there's just something about it I don't like. It's not because it's curved, it's just something about the lighting on it. It's only 60 Hz, so that might be the issue. 60 Hz is also not ideal for gaming. I ended up adding 2 additional hard drives to this new build. I took them from the old computer, and so they had my old files on them. I'll also mention that I used PC Part Picker to build this computer. Without that, I would not have been able to figure this stuff out. At the time of this video, GPUs and CPUs were almost impossible to get. I wanted a 5900X, but I had to settle for the 5600X. If that ends up not being enough power to do 4K videos, I'll upgrade it to a 5900X once the stock becomes available. In the end, building a computer is complicated, time-consuming, and expensive. I'm enjoying the new computer, but I'm glad the process of building it is over. That's all I had to say. May your games make you happy and smart, and may people respect you for playing them. So long, everyone.